What is up? Lex Algo live stream. How are we doing today? Welcome back. Man, feels like it's been forever, right? Well, guess what? Obviously, we missed yesterday, but we're back. We're ready to go. We're here. How's everybody doing? I see everybody's back. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the stream again. If you guys don't know, I know a lot of you are abroad, but we had a really bad tornado come through our area yesterday, about 5 minutes from my house. So, stream might look a little different today, but we're here. So it's not that big of a deal. But appreciate you guys tuning in nonetheless. Let's go over a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to talk about today. Bitcoin holding up 61,000 like we talked about on that 50% retracement. That is mega. We're going to be going over that here in just a second. But nonetheless, yeah, it's pretty crazy actually. And we'll talk about we're having a lot of flooding issues mostly, but I'm glad we were not in that path. But good to see you guys. The bot's working today, guys. I mean, come on. The bot's working? That's impressive. I'm so happy the bot's working. Besides that, guys, we had the Rivian report that we talked about that we missed. Our crude oil trade hit its next TP. I mean, we're killing it. Crude oil trade hit its next TP. Bitcoin's bouncing off that 62K like we talked about on Tuesday. Everything kind of from yesterday just went perfectly from what we talked about. So great job if you're a part of it. Good to see you, Dame. How you doing, brother? Brad, I appreciate that. Tom, good to see you. Tom's already gambling his points. Love to see that. Besides it, guys, we had a little bit of a update on kind of what's going on. Collins, because we had a lot of Fed talkers this week. Collins said reaching 2% inflation target may take longer than thought, citing risk to cutting too soon. So the cuts are kind of on edge on if it will happen or not. That's kind of what we're waiting on. Nonetheless, Airbnb actually had good earnings, but we're down 8% after hours. So, usually it's the guidance issue. So that's probably pretty much what happened. Besides that, Robinhood beat across the board. Did it jump? That's the only thing I didn't see. Did Robinhood end up jumping, guys? Because I know a lot of you do trade Robinhood. And it looks like a jump and then just fell back today. So not much of a change on the hood, I will say, on that part. But major peak, 618 million in revenue versus what it was expected, 552. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. Yo, what's up, Phobia? How you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Appreciate you guys for tuning in yet again. And let's see what else. I was gonna see what they put. EPS was 18 versus 6, a double. That's crazy. Well, more than double, but still. Besides that, guys, this week today, obviously, after hours, we have some more. You know, we got what's it called? Nothing really, nothing too crazy, I guess. I thought there was more on this Thursday. Usually Thursdays we have big tech earnings, but it doesn't look like we're having that this week. So nothing too crazy going into the end of the week, which is good. The markets are, you know, kind of chilling. They haven't really changed yet again. Bitcoin's still at that, you know, 62, 63K like we saw on Tuesday. The NASDAQ, well, sorry, that's not NASDAQ. The NASDAQ here, I was going to see real quick. Solana at 146 came off that high reject, but that 160, man, it does not want to break on Solana. I don't know what to say about it. I was gonna say, where's my ES? There it is. ES back up great, but it's kind of falling. It's kind of stabilizing above the 5200s. And there was something else that we're looking at. The NASDAQ 18200 as well, kind of chilling up there. So not too bad. Not too bad of a day yesterday. Was very stable. Like this whole week in general, I mean, we had that big 2 days in the markets, but this week's been kind of slow. It's been like very slow price action during the days on the NASDAQ and the ES. Same with Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's weekly chart, if we look at it, remember last week it closed up and we've kind of just been fading off. We've just been fading off from that touch of 65,500 this beginning of this week, and we're just chilling at 62. And we're going to go over that here in just a second. But appreciate you guys for being here. Bitcoin and Solana are playing reindeer games. Yeah, honestly, literally, they are. If you're tuning in for the first time, appreciate you being here, guys. On Friday, like always, tomorrow, we're doing a $300 giveaway, so make sure you're here. And all you have to do is tune in. You do have to be subbed as well to be a part of that giveaway. But make sure you do tune in tomorrow between 1 and 2 Eastern. Nonetheless, appreciate every single one of you that is here today. And let's get going on everything, starting with Bitcoin prediction. Since the bot is working, thank the Lord the bot is working. So excited that that's finally working. Goodness gracious, it's been a problem. Been an issue. Besides that, I forgot to mention crude oil, guys. If you're in that crude oil trade with us, guess what? We finally closed out of that last quarter half. Remember, we put it at 77.50, right? Yeah, 77.50. It hit a low actually of 76.89. So that was a massive drop off, hitting that 77, which is pretty crazy. But we've bounced back. So pretty much what I'm going to be looking for now is I'm going to put my stop probably to profit now. And we're going to be chilling with this thing, waiting for that lower high. So the lower high gets set, we can place the stop, we can move it down a little bit more. But now it's just worth putting it in profit. So great job if you were in that trade from what we talked about before. But man, yeah, lots to go over today, especially after missing one day. But like I said, guys, the summer for me is like crazy. Like when good weather comes out, it's just all family across the board. It's like, hey, come visit us. I want to see your family because it's growing. It's like I don't know what to do. So I bring you guys along with me. So luckily, after that storm yesterday, we're good. And you know, summertime's crazy, but we're gonna stream nonetheless. We're here, we're ready to go. And yeah, let's get to our Bitcoin predictions, my friends. Bitcoin predictions today, nothing much has changed. Last Bitcoin predictions was at 63,389. You guys, if you don't know what Bitcoin predictions are, well, you're in luck because today we're doing it yet again because the bot is working, thank the Lord. But essentially, when you tune in early enough to the live stream at the beginning, you do get a chance to put in a Bitcoin prediction. Whether you think Bitcoin's price is going to be more or less than the beginning of the stream's price. So the price, you know, Bitcoin's trading at right now, or look at it, 62,137. So here in a second, when you see the bot throw that command in the chat, you'll get to pick whether you think it's going to be more or less than that price by the end of the stream. And the price we're going to go with starting now is probably what we just said. So when you see this pop up on the screen, make sure you get in your Bitcoin predictions. It is going to go with BTC. You got to type in exclamation BTC more or less if you think it's going to be more or less than 62,137 by the end of the stream. Make sure you get that in before we before we go through the rest that we're going to go through. Pepe Will's not with me right now, sadly, but that's okay, because what we'll do is we'll do our Bitcoin analysis while you guys are putting in those predictions here for a little bit, and then we're going to just take y'all suggestions along the way. Like I said, I do want to mix things up a little bit. We're going to probably eventually get like a big Pepe Wheel, which would be pretty cool when the studio's done. When the studio's done, a lot of fun things we'll be able to do. I have some really fun ideas for us where we'll probably be standing up and walking around type stuff. Like, it's going to be not just stationary. So that'll be a lot of fun once we get there. But nonetheless, guys, let's just go into charting while you guys are getting those Bitcoin predictions in, and go ahead and get us going here. I need to make sure, actually, really quickly, that let me turn this off really fast. All right, I'll keep that going while I get the other music up. Let me get a new tab here. I forgot I didn't save this on the streaming PC, so I gotta get the sound up here. I'm gonna get to the other sounds too that we had, but hopefully you guys had a good day off, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and get to this. One of my favorite ones. Awesome. And we're gonna get our Bitcoin. We're gonna go over Bitcoin analysis here. I'm gonna go live on Instagram in just a second. I'm trying to remember what I did. Oh, wait. I saw it. Where'd it go? There it is. Bop. I found it. Let's get it. All right. Hold on. Let me start this. Boom. Get rid of that. All right, my friends. Let's get going here. Bitcoin predictions in the house. This up. Money. All right, if that gets too loud, just let me know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go live on Instagram as well. I forgot to do that. And we'll get to our Bitcoin analysis. As soon as the Bitcoin analysis is over, I will be closing those Bitcoin predictions, okay? So make sure you get them in right now before this is over. Make sure we go live here on Instagram. And let's go. Yo, what's up, Instagram? How we doing? Welcome back to the Lux Algo live stream. It is time, man. Time to go over Bitcoin and see what's up. Hopefully everybody's been good. I got to make sure I fix this thing real quick. Never turn that off there. All right. We're going to go over Bitcoin first, and we'll jump into the rest, my friends. But as you guys know, the biggest thing to look at on Bitcoin is this daily chart. What's really cool is, let's start on the weekly first, because I do want to discuss the daily in a second. Remember, we had these open close highs that we were really talking about here. Yo, Wealthy, how you doing, man? Shane, how you doing, brother? Welcome back. Remember, guys, weekly 62, 60K level. If it's above 60K, we're super happy. We want to continue to trade above 60K. Again, we're mega bullish on Bitcoin if it's above 60K. So for now, we're still continuously trading over 60. Now, that 65,500 is that key level we're really watching right now. Besides this zone we drew off based on the high volume that happens at this area here between like 57, right? That was the last open close weekly high up to this 60K open close weekly high. So in this case right now, coming back down, bouncing right off that level, can't get better than that off 60K. We're trading yet again in the 62s. Now, going from the weekly, right, we finally got that bullish close on the weekly. It's been 4 weeks just straight red. Last week we get that bullish close. Now we're trading back below last week's open, but great hammer candle going into this week. We got 3 days, roughly 4 days now, because we got 7 hours left. We roughly got 3.5 days until we get that weekly close. So maybe we get a nice end of the week bounce back, but we'll be here to make sure you're updated on that. But let's dive into that daily, because the daily to me is probably that most important thing. Let me make sure the music is going to be repeating. The daily here is probably that most important thing, because remember on Tuesday we discussed this perfect fib retracement first off. So if I were to take off everything, which I'm going to, bam, I'm going to take off this box as well for now. Remember, on Tuesday we talked about this fib retracement, but what else did we talk about? If I go in here and if I do a horizontal line, what else do we see? We see this open close daily level bouncing right here. We also see it bouncing before here and here, treating this 61,000 level as that pretty key support, as well as a potential reversal type of pattern that could be in play, like we talked about being the overall inverse head and shoulders. Now, this would be a slanted one because it's still in that downtrend. We got that bearish turning point sitting there. But again, it still has the similar pattern here for a inverse head and shoulders if that were to play out. This would be the head. We'd have to see if this wants to break back up going into the... We need to first off close bullish today. If we don't close bullish today, we at least needed to close over 61K. But so far, when we talked on Tuesday, we said, hey, the biggest thing is this fib retracement. Does it bounce off that 50%? Well, it's literally has its open close prices right off that 50%, goodness gracious, I can't speak, 50% retracement. And playing off of that previous open close daily low that we had back in late April. So seeing that, I mean, I'm liking it right now. I am liking it like this. So long as today closes like this, if we can get a close somewhere around that open price of 62,315, that'd be huge. If we get the 62,315 close there today, just to recover yesterday's loss, that would be mega. So hopefully we get something like that. The oscillator is just playing out on the lows here. But here's what you really like to see, those of you on mobile behind my head here, is when you see the money flow profile flip back and forth, usually it's starting to hit that consolidated period. So hopefully we can continuously see this thing trade above 60K, which is what I really like to see. Nonetheless, then maybe select and build a higher low right here off the 61,000, and then we'll kind of go from there. If we pull up that money flow profile, we can see there's definitely a decent amount of buyers sitting right at 62 that we've seen in the past. So seeing that in the past, it makes me happy too, but we would need to get over that 62,500 roughly, that price point. Maybe, I mean, today I would really, really like to see a closure over yesterday's open of 62,315. So really focus on that here on the price action side. Price action concepts though, like we said already, look, bouncing off a fair value gap. We talked about this as well because just because it's a strong support here, that was the first thing that we liked. The second thing we liked was the Fibonacci retracement for the 50% here like this, right? And then also that imbalance sitting there as well. So there's a lot of things lining up to show us maybe a weirdly shaped inverse head and shoulders would set up, but nonetheless it's going from a lower low to a higher low. That's pretty much all you want after sweeping a low. So will this happen? We just have to wait. Today would be the start of it. So let's see if we can get that here on the daily. Everything is looking pretty good for this 61K to hold up, so long as today closes where we want it to close. So keep an eye on that through the end of today, and it looks really good. I vote for a live Bitcoin reversal during the stream. Yeah, come on, Deborah, man. Let's get 70K today. Come on, brother. Let's hit 70K today. That'd be money. Just kidding. Imagine live just hit 70K. Besides that, guys, obviously the signals and overlays here, we're going to optimize this to 19 as said in the dashboard down here. We're still in that 2 signal from here. We're fading to the downside. We have shown a thicker Neo cloud. So again, wrong one there. G-force. Where's my control? There it is. Overall, though, I mean, we've talked about it. 4 hour and the daily still in that bearish structure, right? We haven't seen a bullish change of character. We like to be optimistic, though, and we see kind of a potential reversal kind of set up. But if we were to be honest with ourselves, daily and the 4 hour are still in a bearish structure. So I'm not going to obviously be looking for any type of trade situation until we see some type of bullish setup. For the most part, daily here, I wouldn't need to see, it has to get over 65,500 for me to have a bullish setup for a trade. But if it's going to hold over 60K for my long-term holders out there, this is where we like it. It's where we want it. Again, like I said, I like to pick these up. I like to pick up Bitcoin weekly. So we've been getting some really good prices in these low 60s. So let's go look at Bitcoin actually on the 4 hour chart here. And if it's going to load for me. And we could talk about it a little bit more because there is an obviously earlier trade. I keep clicking the wrong button. There is an earlier trade opportunity that could come into play here as well. And as you can see here, look at that line. Look at the line we drew there, 61,032. Beautiful bounce right off of it. Now, if we got some bullish structure in play here, with this oscillator coming from that extended period, it comes back up, reaches and retests this high here on 64. We get something like that, more than likely we could get a bullish setup somewhere around 63K on the 4 hour and then target like 64.5. That'd be for a trade though. It's like, my opinion, like if we want I'd rather have the ultimate setup for that push to 70 or for that push to that all-time high for a trade opportunity. Now, obviously, investing long-term, we always watch high key levels. 60K was one of those levels for us. That 58, 57K, another one of those levels due from the weekly time frame. But for now, today, I mean, so far, this is a good start, man. What a 4-hour candle. It is getting, this is pulling back a little bit, but super extended on that 4 hour. So that's a good sign to see here, as you can see it in the oscillator there. But you know, will we bounce back? That's, you know, that's just a matter of time to see if it's going to play off that way. Let me optimize this back to 10 as stated in the dashboard for the signals and overlays. And as you can see here, we are purple candles, and we are, guess what, trading through that Neo cloud. Remember what we said, when price trades through the Neo cloud, right? That is a no-go on the trade, but also that's considered consolidation. So consolidation can lead to good things, it can lead to bad things, but overall, it's leading to something. It's not just trending in this state. So it's a good sign that we have a little bit of a battle going on here in these low 60s. So we'll see if it ends up playing out nicely. But again, let's get above that Neo cloud. Neo cloud's stepping down, right? Or stepping up. So this was a bearish Neo cloud stepping down, getting very aggressive. But now with this bullish action coming in, it's actually starting to step back and get skinnier, meaning that there's a lot of bullish price action coming here on Bitcoin. So we'll definitely see if we can get up over that, you know, top of the Neo cloud, and then go maybe retest that 64, 64.5 and go from there. But just a matter of time, right? So we just got to wait for that. But again, when it's trading through that, you know, we kind of just sit on our hands. We wait when it comes to a trade, though, right? Otherwise, that 62K here, look at this. Look at that high volume sitting there, too, where we rejected on the 4 hour just this week, right? This is the high volume on that money flow profile. Massive sell block there. All sell orders, and it happens to be the peak. So the bears were definitely in control off that 64, 65, 500 on that 4 hour there. So nonetheless, guys, that pretty much gives you the idea of why you should probably wait for that level to break before considering any type of upside move. So we need to just go retest that now, see if we can get through 64, because again, that block's setting right there beautifully. So on the daily, a little bit different, right? So again, the 4 hour, right? The nice part is when you see the 4 hour and something like that, it's going to make a move from that level, but that doesn't mean it's just going to fall all the way down here or anything. It's like, this is a very smaller, I keep doing that, man. Where's my control on this keyboard? That's a very much smaller area to deal with, right? So if it comes back into this, it could fade back down here to that 61 level or so, bounce off it again and continue. But we've already been there several times. We've traded through it so much that hopefully the next time we retest it, we can get kind of that bounce back and breakthrough. That's right, Crypto Kid. You're not wrong there, brother. We're looking for that on the skinny Neo cloud pointing to a change. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happens when you have a bearish Neo cloud. You want to see it step down for that bearish trend, but when it starts stepping back up, you know that, you know, there's people starting to buy back in. So very nice little V happening there. Good bullish price action coming off that 58, 57, coming from that weekly level that we discussed. So is there any chance Bitcoin going down? Yeah, I mean, like we said, we like it above the 60K. Overall, though, the 4 hour and the daily still in bearish structure. So, I mean, it's not necessarily saying that's going to go down for long. But again, if we're going to be in that bearish structure, we're not going to look to the upside until we break that on that 4 hour and that daily kind of setup. So we need to get through that 65,500 before we consider going back up to the high 60s and then the 70s. But for now, this thing settling off, bouncing off 61 is exactly what we wanted to see, right? Because we talked about this on Tuesday. This retracement was beautiful. This lined up perfectly. And then going into that daily, right, we ended up being also off of that imbalance as well. So seeing this imbalance here on that daily, I can get rid of this, and it being the 50% retracement, and it being a level that it's previously treated as a area of support is just, I mean, if I just draw this line right here. Oh, wrong one. That's my B. Let me go back. If I just draw this line right here, Control H. That's not right. What are you doing to me? It's Alt H. I'm done. Hold on. That's why I was messing it up. I see now. I get it now. Boom. There you go. My bad. We have literally a break and hold here. We have a wick, which is even better, to that price. And then we have yet again a daily open close. Stream brighter and clearer today. I'm glad it is. We have a daily a daily open close low right there, and then also we could potentially have another daily open close low today. So everything is lining up to making this a level it does want to bounce from. So again, it's a matter of let's see what happens into tomorrow. Obviously, price just jumped back over 62, so that's awesome. Today, let's just close, guys. Let's close over yesterday's open. If we close over yesterday's open of 62.315, we're looking really, really good. So let's see if we can get that. Nonetheless, guys, that's Bitcoin. We just went over, so I'm going to go ahead and close Bitcoin predictions. If you didn't get them in, you're too late, brother. Oh, gosh. Okay, we had a lot today. Literally like 70 entries. Good job. All right, so closing those. Gave you a little bit extra time today. You're welcome. But if you didn't get those in, I'm sorry. But we'll see you guys tomorrow to get your entries in. Remember, if you get your Bitcoin prediction in and you are correct by the end of the stream, you get 100 points added to your profile, and then you get a 1 in 10 chance if you're in the top 10 viewers at the end of the week to win $100. So make sure you tune in every day and you get those entries in before we're done with that Bitcoin analysis. So let's jump from this over to Ethereum and the 3K yet again. 3K level, literally. I mean, it's as psychological as it gets. Nobody wants this thing to go below 3K as of now, at least. But again, still in that bearish structure. Okay, we're still in this nice bearish slope here. Nothing too crazy on Ethereum. It's just kind of slowed down in volume. If we pull up the volume indicator as well here, look at how it's decreasing quite a bit here on the lows. But I mean, we clearly have a level, right? We clearly have a very, very strong level here that it wants to hold, and it just so happens to be like that 29.68. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's 3K. I mean, it's easier to have that nice round number. But if we go to that weekly chart, though, I do want to see kind of where this is chilling. And obviously, we have that significant 39.27 we talked about on the weekly when we had this bull run. It literally destroyed that and rejected it beautifully, which was what we always watched and targeted for the original move down. I was really excited for Ethereum potentially hitting a bull flag on the weekly after this mega run, but it just doesn't really care about that. So it's just kind of just fading lower and lower. But if we pull off this low that it just had, let me see here, we have a nice break through that 50% retracement. So it's quite interesting. Does this week now, in my opinion, now obviously Ethereum has been lagging based on Bitcoin, the way it's been trading, and you guys know we've been a huge fan of Solana over Ethereum right now. But in this case, Ethereum's been around. We like Ethereum nonetheless. But let's see if we can get this weekly to close over 3,100. I mean, 3K, okay, that's fine if it can hold 3K. But here's your recent pivot that you had. It's breaking through that 50%. You do have the 618 that we've wicked to several times. Maybe we get that same sort of price action we talked about. Or that we've seen before here, where it wicks the 618 and then closes up above the 50 again. That'd be nice. But again, still in that bearish structure. Not much else to really discuss on that. But if we pull down to its overall recent pivot here, we do have the 50% on that move that we could talk about, which is lined up at 2,800. So does that happen? I don't necessarily know, but we know that Ethereum has been fading a decent bit when it comes to the way Bitcoin's been trading. Hasn't really wanted to keep up with it. So let's go to the daily, though. Let's go to the daily. Let's throw on the price action concepts. As you can see here, this is a price point that we did discuss before because off of this, look at the structure. The structure beautifully respected on Ethereum, rejecting that. And we discussed when that happened that we wanted to see this thing re-tag these lows, and it does. We said 3K is going to be that target. Well, 2 days later, one more time.
Who's your daddy?
Beautiful tagging of that 3K. We literally said on Tuesday, right? On Tuesday, the low was 3K. Well, Tuesday when we were live, it was sitting around 33, or what was the high? What was the open of this? It was like, 33.62. It was sitting in like the 3100s-ish because it was trying to flip back and then ends up closing down, breaking easily through 3K. So it's as easy as that, guys. When the odds are stacked in a certain direction, don't try to trade the reverse of that. Just follow the direction it's in, right? The trend's your friend. Now, in this case, yet again, lower highs still forming. So we could break those lows with 3Ks coming in strong, trying to keep you up, keep its head out of the water. It's really trying. But I will say, look at this too on the signals and overlays here. Optimize it to 15 as said in the dashboard. We were trading through it, and then we finally broke down, went up, and immediately rejected that Neo Cloud. The Neo Cloud, the bottom of that is right here at this structural point, which lined up quite nicely, and then came back down to retest 3K. So Does this wick back down to 2,800? Well, again, the odds of you still breaking down lower are way greater than it bouncing from here. So in this case, I would have wanted been in a play in the higher, like 3,200, 3,100 area, and I wouldn't be looking off 3K right now because we know 3K is a price point in which people might want to keep it up on. So we'll see if it breaks down. If it does, remember that 2,800 on the daily Fibonacci, we like that. Nonetheless, what are we saying? Is this a reversal? No, we'll talk reversal when we see a potential actual structure break to the upside. Yeah, Ethereum's literally sleeping. You're right, Tom. But let's see, no bullish momentum. No, where are the gold fiends? Yeah, where are they? Wherever we see the gold comments, I haven't seen that in a minute. But we're actually about to go touch on gold here in just a second. So get ready for that. But nonetheless, Ethereum. I mean, you guys know my opinion. I think 2,500 would be awesome. If we can get a retracement down to 2,500, that would be really, really cool. But of course, 3K is very psychological. So do we go tag it, or do we break through it or not? That's kind of going to be up to the next few days here to see if we can get them down. Because look at this high volume down here at 2,500-ish. We go to the weekly. Again, yeah, majority of the volume sitting down here. Plus that 2,500 here lines up beautifully with the, look at these weekly levels here. It's so nice. I remember what I need to draw here. Weekly level here, right? 2,500. Two lovely bottoms happen before you have this move for a massive pivotal point. And then obviously look at the resistance that was off that level as well. Yet another psychological level. A lot of buyers off the money flow profile there. So this, honestly, if it came down here, man, I'll probably be picking up a lot more off of that level. So really keep a close eye on it. If it does break down, 2,500 would be that target for the nice bounce. Now, we know Ethereum, if it breaks down, it's going to break down more aggressively. Bitcoin will probably end up settling off in a way. But again, that's if that happens, right? That's if that happens. I'll just assume it is going to happen because this has been a nice retracement since this nice push so far. But in a second, we'll go over here on Solana. But let's hop into gold, see where it's at with its nice little weekly bounce back because it's been chilling. All right, so let me have some water here real quick. Pretty bearish on the weekly? Yeah, definitely bearish on the weekly. I wanted to see something here really fast. Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going. Good to be back. Got sick for 2 days. What do you mean, Marlon? What you doing? Okay, let's keep going. All right, first off, remember gold is in bear structure on the daily, right? Gold is in that bear structure on the daily. This music seems a little loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Just a wee bit. All right. So that being said, gold still in bear structure on that daily time frame, right? So with it being in bear structure, right, I'm not going to play this to the upside yet, right? We need to see it break out as we talked about the 2350. 2350 level has to break on gold. If it doesn't, I'm going to just sit on my hands. I'm not really going to be worried about it until we break through that. So I would still say in that bear structure here on gold, it's still consolidating on gold as well. If we go into the 4 hour though, let's take a quick look because it's starting to break over that high volume area. Now, it breaking over the high volume area is a great first sign for this thing to potentially continue. We had 3 now strong bullish candles here on the 4 hour, which is great. So you have that change of character. You had a higher low form. It's creating a small slope here, which is a good sign. But what's cool is seeing the oscillator here at an overflow. We're getting overflow in the oscillator, which is huge. Do we end up, continuing that with this higher low play? That's kind of, remains to be seen. But we're retesting now a high volume order block. So we'll see if it can get through that 2340. But like I said, all we have to do is over the 2350, guys, we could have a really good setup and then trade it off of 23 like 40s 2350. So that's just a matter of seeing if we get over that or not. And that's kind of what I'd be waiting on, because even without price action concepts, you pull up the singles and overlays here. Let me optimize it. Okay, it's already optimized, which is nice. But seeing this here, it's like, look, we're still in this bearish neocloud. We turned to purple candles, right? So again, no trade zone. This is a no trade area. We need to get back up above that neocloud. So getting above the neocloud would have to get us above 2341. If that happens, then we might start seeing a little bit more bullish price action. But for now, even with these fades on this trend, it has been kind of consolidating, trying to determine if it wants to go lower or break higher. So far, it's trying to break out. But in this case, like we said, with the daily and the 4 hour here, it's just not there yet. I need to get out of this little range that it's been forming. If we look at the money flow profile, like we said before, we like the odds short here before. Now that it's bounced back up, look at the stacked volume here, and now it's retesting that high volume area. So I would want to see if it can now hold this high volume area, which would be 23.32. There is a, you could have a potential maybe opportunity off of that high volume area if it were to make a significant break. It's still struggling here. You can see here that last 4 hour candle closed back down below this high. So gold here, 23.31, 23.32. Let's get a nice close over that. Maybe then we'll see a retest of 23.50. And then for me, I need to see it over 23.50, and then I'm happy, right? So that's pretty much what would need to happen here if we can get it or not. But again, here's your daily open close high right there. Look, daily open close level right here. If we pull off that level right there, look at this. Look at how we're wicking it and like already having issues with that level. Just let's close over that price. If we close over that price, honestly, more than likely we're going to break through 23.50. So we'll see if we can. But again, you saw this imbalance left over. Does sells come through at 23.60 or so? We'll see. The structure did break on the oscillator, but this is a pretty nice transition from what we've seen on this last, let's just say, consolidation, right? Last consolidation happened on the 2170 area. Remember, we took a daily trade on this as well. We had a daily long on this that we held up until the 2380s, if you don't recall. But again, we had a very nice trade on that, so great job if you were part of that trade originally. But we did, close out for this pullback. But here you go. Look at the consolidation playing off this fib from its past pivotal point. Right, comes up. There's your wick high. Look at it bouncing right off that 50% retracement. It is nice to see that. So if we get that daily close over 23.35 ish, somewhere in there, you might see into tomorrow we break out at 23.50, and then we'll be on our way. But again, we have that imbalance to worry about there. We'll continue to see it, but I do like that it's above the chotch. So overall, gold does look good to the upside, but again, I'm not going to be looking in any direction or any direction until it actually shows proper structure. So we do have to wait for that structure to play out and go from there. What's nice though is the Neo Cloud, obviously on the daily time frame, chilling off of. It's just chilling, right? On a nice bull trend. This had a mega move, right? What do we say when you see the Neo Cloud act as an EMA, right? Where it's just literally straight up like a rocket ship. You pretty much just need to hang on tight because this thing's going to go. And then it finally flattens out, and then look, you get that flat consolidation. So seeing that, it never tags the bottom of the Neo Cloud. I would say on the daily, definitely would lean a little bit more bullish than bearish. There's a lot of conflicting though, right? We have the bearish price action that was a little early, right? There's a lot here that's still conflicting a bit. I didn't optimize this either. Let me optimize this real quick. But nonetheless, when we're in a trending state, which we have been for a while, for a proper reversal, I need to see that Neo Cloud get broken. So this is something where I don't hold on to anything. I don't consider short. I don't consider long until we see it want to continue. If we're going to get a nice continuation, what's going to happen is we're going to have to look for a bullish candle, right? Terrible drawing of a candle, but then a 3 signal come through on that signals and overlays. So if that does occur, guys, just hang on for a new high. Hang on for a new high here on gold. That'd be awesome. So definitely a good day for gold. We'll see if it wants to actually break through that open close level there on the daily, and then we'll really be happy for this potentially breaking through and continuing. So sorry, I'm looking at the chats now. What are we looking at? What are we talking about, BK? All right, let's keep going. All right, besides that, let's go touch on Solana, our favorite little crypto play. All right, we got a lot of lines here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of these. Goodness gracious. The ticker symbol, all good? Oh, got you. All good. Sorry, I'm catching up on everybody's thing. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. All right, so here on Solana, right, guys? All right, Solana, guess what? You know, sometimes it can be as easy as just drawing just a simple trend line, because that's when you start to spot reverses, because Solana, right? Solana actually has a pretty decent inverse head and shoulders type setup, right? Here would be your head, right? It has multiple things conflicting, right? We do have these two highs like this, but again, whatever that was. All right, and then we have a potential play like this. So if it holds up with the 136.49, we're still bullish. Guys, I'm definitely bullish on Solana right now. That massive bounce off the 121 like we discussed on stream is absolutely insane. So make sure you do tune in to get crazy levels like 121. That was crazy. But going into the weekly, where did we see here? We first off got the 136.49. Got the 146. It's a Batman pattern. Yeah, that honestly looks like it. The 136.49 here, reject and support here that happened back in 2021, and then rejection in 2022. So that was clearly a significant level. When you see it take a whole year, retest that price level, and then rejects it again, makes sense, right? Price breaks through that here, and guess what? Finds beautiful support so far on the weekly on that level yet again, okay? That was one big reason why we were discussing this on the weekly. Get that candle closed back over the 136. We really like it. Now, it just so happened to tag 121, and that all that comes from is that daily pivotal point like we discussed here on stream. We always discuss and draw these levels. Here's that daily pivotal point. It came up, and it took forever. It took weeks to even come back to that level. Finally comes back, breaks through, bounces directly off it, wicks it almost once, wicks it there for the second time, creating potentially the best low we could have gotten. So in this case right now, right, we got, let's just say swing to swing here. We have a 50% retracement holding up over that 136.50. I wouldn't really consider that probably the idea, but nonetheless here, I would be watching this lower order block here at 136.50 down to roughly this open close daily here at 132. If that were to hold. But guys, come on, we're up today again, 3%, $5 move. So this two-day retracement is nice, so long as today closes regains what we lost yesterday. Yesterday's opening price was 148. Let's close over that today. We're at 147. We're roughly $1 from it. We can close over that today. Tomorrow, let's see if we can finally into the weekend. We got almost half a week left, a little less than half a week left. Let's get over 160 this week. If we can somehow break above 160 and we look at the weekly time frame, right? Obviously, I like that we just closed over last week's high, which last week's high was 149. That's the very least that needs to happen. But if for some reason this weekly candle can close above 160, we'll probably go and see that weekly retest of the 174.37 here on Solana. So that's coming from very significant weekly levels. But if for some reason this weekly can close up over 160, we'll be mega bullish into next week. Nonetheless, though, the fact that this is respecting structure off that BOS beautifully right there, bouncing off, and then also look at the 50% retracement from its last pivotal point as well, acting as a lovely, yet again, bounce and touching that 618. But golden pockets holding up quite nicely on the weekly. So for Solana to be doing that, really good sign. I would want to see if we can get, though, at least this week closing over. Let's be realistic. Closing over 150. We close over 150, we're at least in the right direction. So let's just close bullish and let's hope for that. On the day, though, if this closes where it's at, tomorrow you'll probably see a retest of 153. Maybe we'll get really lucky and get a really nice bullish move. But look at the swing points here on the oscillator. Look at these swing points. This is what you want to see. Okay. If I'm being honest, I actually might take a trade off of Solana if it creates that beautiful of a structure. Like this thing beautifully creating one point to another, trending down except for here. But again, one point to another, beautiful structure. Remember what we said, when we see this really clean separation structure on the oscillator matrix, it's usually a really good sign that this thing wants to move in good ways, right? Wants to move properly. So if we get a nice pullback here, we get a nice turning point, it wants to, glide back off of that 50 level, it's above the 50. That would have to happen. We would want to see a turning point above the 50. I might just say, hey, let's take a trade on this thing. But in this case, you guys know me. When it comes to Solana, I buy a lot. I buy at key levels. and then I invest in it weekly. So that's my investment strategy with Solana. But if there is a trade setup, we do end up taking it together. But at the end of the day, I treat these more as a long-term play than anything. And that 121 was awesome. The 136 was great. 174 was great. Boston at 2. I mean, like I said, I like to buy it weekly, and then when we hit key levels, I like to buy a little bit more. So, nice move so far on Solana. Great reversal patterns coming up on Solana here. So we'll see if it can get back up and potentially close this week out above near the 160s. That would be awesome. Nonetheless, guys, Solana, you gotta love it. Let's go ahead and pull up the signals and overlays here. I'm gonna optimize it, as said in the dashboard, to 18. Right from the dashboard saying 18 here. And there you go. This one's still trading within that bearish neocloud, right? So nonetheless, I mean, this thing is, yet again, lower high. This tagged that same high there. So, I mean, I guess you could consider lower high because that open close level is still would be in that lower high type play. But if we were looking for that long-term type trend move, we need to break to the upside of this Neo, which would be that 162.83. So I'm praying this week we can break above that. It'd be very nice. Just break above it, and let's continue off of that level. Get the change of the Neo. But again, we've still coming off of a high, so you could still consider us in a somewhat of a downtrend. But look at the trend strength swapping now; it's at 2.19%, indicating that there's really no trend. Because obviously we've been consolidating here between the 120 and the 150s, right? So let's see. This week is big, so let's see if we can get that nice closure on the weekly. Actually, I'm going to look at this on the weekly as well, because the weekly overall is going to be our mega mover. I'm going to optimize this. I'm going to put this to 12 because that's the default. Now, there's not enough data yet on Solana to give us the proper calculation here on the signals and overlays. But again, as you can see, fading off of that, we're in purple candle still. So it's in this area where it's consolidating. But then also, the price action of the structure on that BOS is just so nice. I love that. I love when this happens because look here, if we pull our open close weekly level to that BOS high and we drag it over and treat that as a potential, structural zone where it wants to continue its buying activity, there you go. Literally bounce right dead center of that zone and wants to continue from there. All it came from was that structural point on the weekly that it originally had when it broke out. So great job on Solana right now. Hopefully this week we can close mega bullish and keep continuing from here. Nonetheless, let's keep going. Today's my word is nonetheless, guys. Goodness gracious. All right. Let's go to the NASDAQ. Oh, NASDAQ. NASDAQ first off on the weekly, guys, just closing over last week's high. Last week's high was 1850. Clearly, we're up over 18,200, which is insane. Gotta love it. Today, the ES and the NASDAQ back up. We're up 29 points on the NASDAQ. Not too much, but it's having some issues here. Just so happens to be at the bottom of this 11% order block here on the daily, which is interesting. But also, let's see here. Is this a 618 retracement from this high? No, it's well above it. So that's a good sign. Broke way out of that 618, and it's now just finding a little bit of resistance here. It's quite interesting to see when these... Here's a 4-hour high volume level from before. It's quite interesting to see when these things actually go to reject or play off of these high volume zones. Does it want to essentially break out or not? I mean, that's the real question. Let's see if we can get up over back to 18,400 or so. If that were to occur, maybe. But for now, we're in this high volume zone. The volume has played out. Now, what I've said before, if I want this thing to be a proper play off of there, let's go for a potential pullback. And now you can see the top of that golden pocket. Looks like it could happen right at that previous high. So if that were to happen, it'd be even better. So let's see if we can, potentially, if we were to actually make, let's just say, a pullback from that 4-hour area right now, if we don't break to the upside, that's what I'd be targeting. I'd be targeting right here on the NASDAQ. And that's the wrong button as well. Goodness gracious. Went back to the alt there. Goodness gracious. All right, where's my alt? There it is. Boom. This level. So right at 17.9, probably 18. I would say 18 would be your play if it were to pull on a retracement there. But this would be anywhere above this level for a retracement to be nice. Obviously, there's no really slope in play on the NASDAQ. So it's there's not essentially proper structure just yet. It's such a nice bounce back though, that I don't, it's hard to say. It's hard to say where it might head from here. So this, if it were to dip, would be kind of where I want to see it above 18. We go to like the ES here. The ES today, I mean, you can see how it's just been kind of trading back and forth all day, and even coming into like the price action here, been holding up. It's been a nice, had a nice breakout and then consolidated, right? So going back into that 4-hour time frame, let's see where its structural point would be, because it's a little bit different, right? The ES breaks out, right? Broke out of this zone and is continuing. So I'd be targeting like 52.50 or something up there. Which would be good. But if we were to have its retracement, that 51.60, which we've looked at before, right, would be kind of the area I would want to see it, pull back to. But overall, I mean, it's quite impressive that this thing pulls back, holds up over 5K, and then now it's trying to rebound and retest these highs. So again, if this thing finds a pivotal point, we'll talk about it. But for now, it seems like it's going to continue in the same direction as of now after this mega reset. I mean, look, here is another example of how sometimes we use the oscillator as an inverse head and shoulders type setup, because you can see pretty much that same structure. Here's your swing point comes down, creates that V, and you get that next swing point at the exact same level, right? There's your nice little smiley face you got going on there. But again, seeing that, I mean, it's like there's something else we saw that on it. It's like insanely impressive how you can see inverse head and shoulders. And that was early on too. If you would have taken this on this bullish turning point, it would have been on this candle right here. You're looking at what? You probably had at least 50 points. 76 points. So nice little move there on the ES, just because you saw a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern on the oscillator. So gotta love it. Crypto trading, he said Bitcoin, please. We just went over Bitcoin. But we're gonna go over some suggestions here in just a second, okay? Guys, besides that, crude oil we discussed. The crude oil trade, we took out yet again another part of it. Let me see here. Executions. Here. So we took that short based on our oscillator setup that we always look for. We took out 50 here at 78.96. Took out another 25 at 77.50. We're holding our last quarter, right? Again, if we get a lower high formation, we're gonna go from there. Right now, we just put stop it, for profit or whatever. I moved this down here so we could see kind of how it's doing. But nonetheless, holding under 80 would be great. Let's hold under 80. We can hold under 80, create a lower high under 80. We can maybe get a lower move, and then we'll consider closing that last quarter position. But overall, if you're in that trade, the trend is intact here on the daily to the downside. You gotta love that. But we do have a very bullish turning point down here at the lows that we'd like to see if it wants to come back. Or not from there, or create a lower high. So we'll see how that plays out. We create a lower high, obviously the trend will still be in play. Maybe oil comes back down, but yesterday, nice little wick to the downside and rebound off of that. More than likely from the report numbers, but see, we're on this high volume zone as well from the money flow profile. If I take off this, look at all the buys. Look at that. That's wild. See the 77 here. 77, the low of this was 76.89. So, man, what a massive tag. Tag that, and now it's back up to 79. I mean, that is a mega bounce. If somebody were to trade something like that off the low. But you're crazy to just assume that it's going to bounce off 77. But overall, great bounce here. If you would have, obviously, if you would have seen this on the daily, gone to like a 1 hour, 15-minute timed reversal for a short, like 50-cent trade or something, would have been huge. But, yeah. Nice job on that one. Guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you being here. We go live every day between 1 and 2 Eastern. Tomorrow, we're doing a $300 giveaway, so I'd very much appreciate it if you come back, join us for the YouTube Live. That's where we're doing the giveaway. But if you can, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button. We appreciate every single one of you that does end up joining. If you do want 5 extra entries to the giveaway tomorrow, you can consider joining the HODL Gang. That is on YouTube, okay? The HODL Gang is on YouTube. It's literally $1 to join. If you have YouTube Premium, you can actually join for free. And I wish I could make the memberships free, but I can't. YouTube memberships don't allow that. Maybe someday they will. If it allows me to drop the price 50 cents, maybe we'll do that too. I just don't know if it will ever do that. But we made it the lowest it could be. It's awesome. If you enjoy the stream, you want to be here every day, consider joining it. You also get those extra entries to every Friday giveaway. So come on, guys, let's get it. All right, ES we did, Solana we did, crude oil we did. Let's look at the euro really quickly, and then we're gonna take y'all suggestions. Okay, euro USD. All right, so the euro here. Ooh, remember we said on the euro we really want to get over that 108, but remember we liked it because it created that bullish divergence here on the oscillator on the downside there, and then it ends up bouncing back and getting inside of this very high volume buying area off of 106.6. We talked about it holding structure with this little bit of a fade that I was having right here. Just so happens to today bounce off of it. Okay, so seeing that is a good sign, guys. Guess what else this level comes from? Significant daily level. Yet another reason just to plot those levels, right? Here's your daily open close level, price wicks under it, and now it's going to close back up over it. So right now, to me, it looks like it wants to go retest this high volume area. Here's that level, that yellow level that's coming from the highest volume on the money flow profile. That's where sellers are too, or have been before, major sells from there. If we load up price action concepts, you can see besides the money flow profile block there, we have an imbalance as well. Does sellers take that out with 108? Obviously, we knew that was pretty much probably going to have resistance. But what else is interesting is seeing here the fact that the NEO is still bullish. The NEO is still bullish here. So it's like, wow. I mean, that's pretty impressive. It being back over this previous lower low is giving me hope this thing actually wants to potentially break through 108 again. So we'll see if we can break through that 108 here on the daily for the euro. But the money flow profile, man. Huge buyers. That's the biggest amount of volume to one side that we've seen on the board. So let's see if we can get up to that 108, 108.5 here in the next few days. Let's go to the weekly on this is interesting. It's been pretty just stuck here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it, just eventually follows this trend again. But we might get that 108 before we, potentially continue lower. But going to like a 4 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour here. Tell about Adam got short on the euro currently minus 150. What do I do? I mean, why did you go short on it is the real question. I will say you're still following on the 4 hour here. So you say on the 4 hour? No, you just said in general. On the 4 hour here, it bounced off the 107.5. It's back up inside that order block there, right? And, if it's below 108, man, I think you're going to be okay for now. If it's below 108. 108's that high watch. I personally, to go in either direction, need to see it break above 108 first for the long side, then give me and show me support yet again here on the 107. But when you go to like a daily time frame, right, clearly, right, we're in a bearish trend, okay? We're clearly in a bearish trend, but notice price started setting higher lows. So seeing that, I'd be sitting here thinking, okay, there's no way I'm going to be taking a short on this until we get a confirmed lower high. So it was setting higher lows and it was setting higher highs, right? So seeing that, you had to get a structural break on a higher time frame before considering going a little bit short here. But the 4 hour tried to break down, didn't. It respected its previous high as well. So again, I mean, right now though, if you're going long-term swing on this, if it's below 108, you could still be okay, but I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely wanting to potentially go retest that again. 107.754. Okay, so you're not far off. You're still up there. We'll see. Again, I would say that 108 price, man. Tell you about Adam, this guy said. Sir, all indicators on the chart details. Yeah, man. The indicators we're seeing for this right side indicator money flow profile. That's one of our free indicators. It's absolutely awesome. Besides that, for the structure and the order blocks there is the price action concepts. And then this one we haven't gone over yet on this time frame, but is the signals and overlays. Let me optimize that to 10. Seeing this though, look at the difference here is, man, the euro on the Neo flip bullish, right? And it created and treated it as a shelf above previous structure as well. So that's another sign telling me this thing's probably going to retest 108. So I'd just be careful, man. I'd be careful of it. I mean, I would say maybe 107.873 would be that point where you're like, okay, I need to get out of this. But Nice little structure move here, nonetheless, on the 4-hour here for the euro. So we'll keep an eye on this to see if it wants to break through 108 or not. And then we'll be back at it again tomorrow. So we'll see where we're at from there. All right, my friends, go over CRO. Let's go ahead and take suggestions. CRO's first one there from Shane, from one of our Huddle Gang members. I'm going to go ahead and take you up on that, my friend. Let's go over CRO. If you want anything specific, guys, here in a second, throw it in the chat and we'll go over it, okay? Want to go over anything specifically, throw it in the chat and we'll go over here in just a sec. CryptoCat said Rune. And we could possibly look at Nifty here in a minute. But let's look at CRO first. All right, so first thing, I'm going to go to the weekly time frame. Y'all know the drill. Weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, right, first off, I see these open close areas here and here. Right, I see one here that's very significant. I don't think that was very much treated, though, as a actual area, which it wasn't. I'm still going to draw it off, though, just to have it there for the lower time frames when we get there. But what I'm really going to be watching right now is I'm going to take this open close weekly high up to that change of character. I'm going to draw a box here, okay? So up until that change of character. There's that wick, right? That body. So this area, obviously, if structure needs to hold, if it wants to hold, it's going to have to trade or bounce within this area to continue that upside move, because it's in a bullish trend on the weekly. So I'm going to be leaning bullish when it comes to the weekly time frame. In the daily here, you can see we're getting a lot of consolidation as we come off of this level. So on CRO, if I wanted to take a trade or, you know, potentially look for an upside move, I would want to see 14 break. If I can get something like this, where 14 breaks and then finds that support off for roughly 14, I'd go from there. I want to check something here. Oh, okay, it's over there. Cool. All right, so yeah, if it were to break out of that at 14, and then we get a play off of 14 with high volume, CRO again though still leaning to the bull side. I'd be targeting 16. I'd be targeting obviously the 15.18 from that weekly level. But after that, then we'd go to around 17. I would do 15 first, and then I'd go all the way to 17 after that. Because potentially if we actually get enough volume to get this thing going, it looks good. But I will say, if we go to the weekly, I mean, I hate that this thing is just completely demolished from its actual price that it used to be when I first started trading at around 34 cents. But if I'm going to be mega bullish on this, over 15 is going to be big, getting over that level, and you know it's had some issues around there. If this thing's going to hold though off this level, you know, in this area for the long term, if for some reason CRO is something you've been wanting to buy for the long term, I would say if you got in anything under 12, I think you're good for the time being with the current structure it's in. Because your odds right now are better off on the upside for sure. You can even see the money flow finally flipping on the oscillator to potentially bullish here. So we'll see from there, guys. 1254, looking for that bounce off 12 to continue. But if anywhere in this zone here, not a bad buy for the long term. After you do your research, there's something you do want to buy for the long term. So great movement so far. Hey, Wealth G Money, I appreciate that. Solana 15-minute. We just went over Solana. Is Pepe sick? Yeah, Pepe's a little sick. What else we got? Render, Nvidia, Atom. That music graphic guy's been saying Atom a lot. Let's go over that real quick. We'll give it to him. Our Atom trade. Our poor Atom trade. The one that failed us. I think that was the one trade that we had a loser on. All right. Let me see here. So Atom has been one of those that we have not been fond of in this recent dip. That's not. I'm not talking about because of the trade or whatever that we had like a few months ago. But Atom, we haven't liked it because the fact that this thing had a nice structural move to the upside, right? Nice uptrend, and then completely just demolished that previous low. Didn't even want to treat it as support or anything. So didn't really care about that level. So right now, I'm not a huge fan. I've said before, I would want this thing to up over 1125 before anything. Long-term wise, the nice part is that it has been holding up over kind of where it started, which is good. Not a huge fan that this thing went crazy and then came down as much as it did. Like, I'd rather it be in the teens right now. But again, for the weekly time frame here, I would want to see it over 1136, 1125 for a potential trade to the upside if I were to trade it. Now, let me go to the daily on this. The daily on Atom. So the daily obviously still in a very massive bearish structure. Again, that's why I said 11.25 would be great for a trade. But long-term investment wise, if you do your research, just add them something you want to pick up. You know, this below $10 is not a bad spot. It seems like it really wants to hold. I mean, if you could have gotten like $7, that would have been huge. I think it tagged that, or the low of this was 724. If you could have gotten below that, it'd be pretty awesome. But again, it's just, I don't know. It's one of these you can see, yeah, that 674 is really nice. The $7 level is really nice. It's just one of those things right now. It just doesn't want to go anywhere. So if we're gonna, you know, I need to trend again, which would probably have to get through like 11.35 or something to give me that. But Atom, not too bad when it comes to a long-term play here. If you have done your research and you think Atom is something that would be good in the next, 10 plus years or whatever. UMA. Pixel Shane wants. What about? Yeah, I'll look at Nifty for you really quickly so we can get that off the books. Isn't it Bank Nifty? You want Bank Nifty or Nifty? Which one? I honestly don't even know which one. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Probably this one, all right? In a near for sure. Oh, Nifty 50. Yeah, but in that Nifty in general, yeah, that's this one. I'm done. All right, let's go. That's this one. Man, well, here you go. This is mega consolidation. Here's your high volume. You're going to bounce off this. You're in consolidation. There's your high volume level, 22,131. I mean, this thing, if you're going to be bearish on it, has to break structure. It has to break below 21,800. I am Bank Nifty. You are. Goodness gracious. Okay, yeah. If you want to, like, honestly, for me, like, if I'm gonna play this in either direction, I need to see first off structure to break. So that 21,800 is gonna have to break. You are hitting a high volume level here, so it has probability of bouncing potentially where it's at right now. But here you go. You're on the Neo. I'm gonna optimize this as said in the dashboard to 15. You're in consolidation for sure. You got a bunch of opposing signals, but it is fading. It is riding the top of that Neo cloud, which is a good sign. So where it's at now, look into tomorrow, see if it bounces back. If it doesn't, then see if it goes and retests this low. I would want this to happen. I need structure. I mean, with anything, guys, you want structure. You want structure and a nice trend. This is in a weak trending state. Otherwise, it's just going to kind of just ricochet. It's going to bounce back and forth. I would see if it bounces off of here tomorrow. This is that high volume level it's bounced so many times before. Or within the next few days, if it bounces roughly off where it's at. But otherwise, if I want to be like in a trending move, I want to see this thing break below this 21,800 level. But let's keep going. Yeah, that makes sense. BK, hi, Bank Nifty. How you doing, buddy? Y'all are great. All right, what else we got? UMA. Guys, you want anything specific, throw it in the chat. We'll go over it, okay? Curve. I saw, oh, near. Jockey wanted near. Let's look at near. Oh, my near. I freaking love this one. Okay, so near had a very nice move showing that bullish structure. Right? Look at the slope here. That was terrible drawing. Look at this slope. Beautiful slope here. Hadn't fully retested, but it's bouncing back today. Looking for that $8 break. Come on, brother. If we can get up over that 774-ish, like that'd be really nice. Just crush that level. 775. If we can crush that level, give me that continuation. Now, here you go. Here's a great example of an inverse head and shoulders right here. You got your, this is what we want to see on Bitcoin. I did it again. Why? Don't do this to me. Alt. There you go. Here's that neckline, right? Shoulder, head. And then, you get your nice little smiley face here. We should just call it a smiley face. Hey, forget inverse head and shoulders. This is a smiley face. All right. Here's your inverse head and shoulders, aka smiley face, right? So in this case, we have a lovely bounce off of that exact level, right? It happened again before in the past too. That's why we're seeing that on Bitcoin. We're really liking it on Bitcoin. Will it happen? Let's hope so. But in this case, bouncing right back up. Let's see if we can break. We need to get a nice candle close on the daily above the 770. Okay, if that were to happen, oh man, I would be very happy. Now, love the structure so far. Let's go to the weekly on this for near. I mean, here you go. I mean, this is shmoney. This is shmoney in the bank. Okay, there you go. For the structure here, yet again, weekly. Wick, open, close level there, bop. Wick high there, bop. There's your zone. There's a nice structural bouncing zone you would need to bounce off this imbalance as well, which is awesome. That's shmoney right there. So, again, my upside target would be 822. So if that happens, looks really good. But if you were targeting an area to buy near for the long term, which, again, this is one of those that rallied and it's starting to pick back up, which is good. I love seeing when these things like to pick back up, even if they've had a mega move. It's a good sign. That $5 level, more than likely, or if you would have been crazy and bought off 464 or something, would have been insane. But $5 is money, and all that came from was the weekly chart and off of this bullish imbalance from the price action concepts indicator. But besides that, here you go. Here on the signals and overlay, still nice bullish green candles. No reason to get out when you got nice bullish green candles. But let's go to the daily here because we're finally getting a break to the upside. That NeoCloud was the optimized sensitivity is 10 right now in the current state that it's in. So there we go. Got the 4 signal, one of our strongest signals. Even look at that weekly zone right here. Here's that wick on that one day it wicked it, closed right back up. So it comes back out. You're trading through the NeoCloud consolidation. Usually you need consolidation before you make a big move. But again, waiting for that potential breakout of that 760. But that NeoCloud, NeoCloud here, I'm taking all price action concepts. It stepped up. NeoCloud stepped up on a bearish one. That means, we are pretty much playing that reversal now. So we'll see if it plays off it. But overall, that weekly zone, man, what a send off. That's awesome. But again, there's a nice bullish imbalance sitting here at 650. So we can get up and break through that. And right now, though, that 822 was be a nice target. You got your daily sitting at 886 as well for the open close high that it pumped to. But 822, I'm taking the weekly. I'm taking the weekly high. Near looks great, man. I like near. Let's hopefully it breaks. Let's hopefully it breaks or it holds today bullish, because then tomorrow we could get that potential breakout of that 770. All right, let's keep going. What about FET AI? Well, you said the right time, so we just ended that. Let's do FET. I like FET. All right, FET a little bit different here, right? FET here in that bearish Neo. I'm going to go ahead and optimize to 18 as said in the dashboard. Y'all know the drill. Right here, optimize. Now, FET is still in the bearish Neo cloud. Bearish Neo cloud hasn't gone anywhere. It's blocked off, right? I would say, yeah, sure. We are still in bearish consolidation, right? It's respected this previous higher low as a little bit of resistance there. It set another higher low. If I go into a look at the oscillator really quick. Oscillator here did break above the 50 after it set a higher low here, but it still created a turning point at the same price point here. So I'd want to see if that, again, if we're going to be bullish on FET, we need to get over that high that it set at 2.63. If we get 2.63 break and hold, that'd be very, very nice. Just need to break up over that $2.63. If it continues, in this case right now, the bears are still in control, so sitting at $2 would be that price point. But let's go to the weekly, because I'm pretty sure the weekly on this looks really good. Yeah, so the weekly time frame is coming off an extremely extended high, right? $3, great psychological level. But look at this weekly chart, right? When you see something like this, this is something that you want to look into, okay? You want to look into something with Fetch AI, because this could be 100% a good long-term play. And I'm going to optimize this really quickly, because for the long term, in this case, we started out trading around 34 cents. Now we're at $2.24. This started in 2019. The fact that it's had this much growth going into 2024, there's something that's good about this one, right? And I know a decent amount about Fetch. I'm not going to get into that part of it, but when we talk about price action, you want to see that growth over time, especially with these newer currencies that are trading. Because, and this is all you need to see, is this growth over, since 2019. This is the one that I do hold. This is a great hold in my opinion for now. But obviously, you all know the drill. I technically can't give financial advice, so know your risk. But in this case, again, we're fading nice off a very extended high that we had. I mean, this thing's massive. What a massive move. We pull a fib from here too. Look at the 618 bounce there off the recent swing point that I had back, obviously in February. Mega moves since then. 348 high, roughly. Man, holding up over 2, I'd be a happy camper. So let's continue to hold up over $2. We'll go from there. Let's give me that bullish turning point. Nice reset on the weekly. And I think we're going to be good from here. But daily structure, if you wanted to trade it. Let's get up over like 260. Get over 260. We might be able to see a trade to go retest like $3, 310-ish or so. Share your thoughts about Bitcoin. Can you check gold? These guys, we just went over those. Bot hates me. I lost 140 points. Oh my gosh. Come on, Jockey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Auto Gang, what's up? Sure. How you doing, man? Welcome. Let me see. Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin right now, if you guys just now tuning in, Bitcoin we went over earlier, but this retracement we're having right now is so nice. We talked about potentially an inverse head and shoulders type setup. The neckline's honestly really nice. So I pull up, I did it again. There we go. I keep the buttons are different on this keyboard. That's why I keep doing that. Alt should be the one. Bam. There you go. So here's this line. Here's the line, right? So first off, we just treated it beautifully before, but we have potentially that shoulder 1 and then shoulder 2 that would happen here with that sweep down here. So if this thing closes today bullish, we might look really good into moving through 65K by the end of the week. So we'll keep a very close eye on that. So make sure you do tune in back tomorrow to see if that happens. Guys, and also tomorrow we're doing our $300 giveaway here on YouTube. So make sure you join the YouTube stream tomorrow to be a part of the $300 giveaway. But for Bitcoin right now, and you do have to be subscribed to the channel if you want to be a part of that as well. But Bitcoin right now above 62, that's just awesome. Plus the fib from here, if we were to consider this a bullish setup, would be a 50% move into that imbalance as well. Bitcoin looks really good right now. But for a trade, in my opinion, I have to see 65,500 breakout. Has to get through that. Long term, though, I like this a lot to potentially make that next move to continue its consolidation. Guys, remember, we're still in this 6-month trade-off period after the halving to where it takes a minute for things to start, going. Things to start rolling. Once that ball starts moving, though, it should make that breakout move, and we should get a really nice push. We're really looking for that 100K this year, so we just gotta be patient on it. Continue to watch price action and pray that we get some mega move here going into the end of the year. UMA Bash keeps doing. I got you, man. I got you. That's my bad. UMA, nice little spike there. I'm assuming it's not a stock. Right? Nah, yeah, you don't want that. That's that's on the Indian market. All right. UMA. Okay, I pretty much see why. You got a 17% spike today. First off, this is definitely news related. From the horizon support with high volume is currently. Okay, this guy's just an idea. That's just an idea. There's got to be some news on this. 305 was your entry. Hey, nice, man. So we do got a second day with high volume. Good sign. If I click the volume button there, look, boom, boom, huge spikes. So that's a good sign. Going into the weekly though, nice little bounce back off that low there. I don't like that this thing likes to go crazy on 1 week and then just die off the next few weeks. Hopefully, maybe this time it can actually hold itself up. For now though, here's a weekly open close spot that I would consider 473 for UMA here. You could maybe even off say $5. If we can get over that, maybe get some decent movement, right? $5 I really want to see. I would want to see this thing break through 5, to make this continuation. 2 bullish days like this doesn't mean it can't get deleted in 2 days as well. Hopefully this is good news pushing it or something. That's a lot of volume. But in this case, here's the structure point. It's breaking. That's probably the only structural point it broke right now. So see if it can hold and break or hold up over 4.04. If we can hold over that today, close over that, at least close somewhere over here. I would ideally want to see this thing close over yesterday's high. Should I look at this CAD JPY for Bank Nifty here before he has a heart attack? Show your support only what? Advice he gives worth a lot more. Goodness gracious. I hear premium stuff from Luxava. Please, Nifty. We just went over Nifty, man. If you're in the YouTube stream and you wanted to see Nifty, just go back in the stream. Just rewind it a bit. You'll see we went over it. But very much appreciate it. Yeah, join the Huddle Gang, brother. Yeah, Huddle Gang said, chat, let's get it, brother. Come on. All right, let's keep going. Where are we at? We got about 49 minutes left. Yeah, for this $5, give me $5 on it, and then we'll really consider it. We go 4 hour or whatever. This volume is nuts. It closed today over 4.04. Please close today over that. You guys got anything else? Solana up 5%. Let's go. Just got an alert. Guys, anything specific you want? Throw it in the chat. Let's see. This guy wanted SBIN. Okay, some of these are just nuts. I don't even know what that is. While we're waiting, really quickly, I think it's a stock. Hello. Let's go to Rivian real quick. Rivian, guys. Rivian had their report, and they beat on rev and missed on their EPS, obviously. Now, I will say it kind of sucks because their year over year was not great. Last quarter one, they were, they're still losing money. Obviously, new company, new electric cars. They have good production, but they're still down. So you can, they lost 1.35 last quarter one. They lost 1.45. So it's nice that they didn't lose a significant amount, but look at the fact that they were, kind of bouncing back year over year, and then just had a bad quarter. So we'll see, It's settled off, though, which is interesting. Not a huge drop-off from what we've seen. It bounced back quite nicely. So we'll see here on Rivian. I got to look more at their report, if anything. But not a bad reaction. Not that bad of a reaction, and it recovering, which is good. Guy wants SUI. Ton. Let's do ton. 2 people said ton. Let's do ton. Is this not on Coinbase yet? That's surprising. It's not on Binance either, which is annoying. All right, we're gonna look at OKX for this. Yeah, they have good volume. All right, yeah, brother. Dude, do we? Can I have that back, please? Man, I don't know what we said about this before. We looked at this, I'm pretty sure, on Tuesday. We looked at this. So what's nice here is, yeah. Okay. So 2 days ago, what's the Tuesdays right here? Boom. 2 days ago, yeah, we saw. I was just making sure we were in this move up. So invalidated change of character, right? Price made the change of character and then just bounced. So we know that's invalid. So with that being invalid, remember money flow profile. I don't know if it wasn't the money flow. Yeah, no. So we had what's nice here on the daily. Make sure, no, it's alt before I mess this up again. On the daily here, we had these open close levels, right? Clearly, there was some decent volume that was trading here. So it's interesting to see it go retest structure, but it retests a previous higher low and then bounce off of it. So good sign that happened there. Not saying that I would have traded it off there. I would not have traded it off there. But again, when it comes to type of long-term plays, there's certain levels, especially with something like ton here, because it's been ripping. It's been ripping quite nicely. But from here, I'd be targeting 678 for the time being. Daily time frame, great volume today is continuing. The nice part is the signals and overlays, the Neo Cloud. Let me optimize this to 12. The Neo Cloud is now completely destroyed. You can see it stepped up again. So this thing is actually probably going to flip bullish tomorrow, which should be good. So I'd be targeting, that 725 and that weekly level we just talked about. But man, what a bounce back for, for potential strong signal coming in hot there, higher low formed, and it broke out today. Ton looks actually very solid. It's interesting that it chose here to bounce off these lows rather than like the highs. But it's also interesting to see that the volume overall, and I'm going to do this. Let's dial this down to like 50 from its recent movement. There we go. Let's get, hold on. Let me bring this, let's do 100. I want to see its zone from when this trend started. So that's pretty close. Yeah, it's funny to see, look at this. Where that majority volume is. Well, yeah, let's do 100. So from when this thing started picking up in volume, right here. Now this is reading back to here, which is fine. From when this thing started to pick up in volume now, it's still that peak volume happened right where it bounced here. So that's where majority of people traded it for the most part in its first trend it had. So it coming back to retest that area, identifying it breaking out could have played off nicely, especially if we had a proper higher low like you did here. So coming back into this, look at how bounce off high volume from the money flow profile. Comes up, it broke this structural point here. I did it again. Guys, what is my problem? My alt button must be in the exact spot I'm clicking at. I'm so used to doing this. Here you go. Bounce off and broke that structural point there, and look how well it treated the 560 with that imbalance. So overall, this type of structural move, sweeping kind of these lows here, breaking up with high volume, coming back down, creating a higher low there. It was lining up for a nice slingshot into that 6+. But again, I would want to see this thing potentially rally and go touch 7 now. 650's in line here. Weekly time frame though, that 677 would be my first target. Great weekly candle. If this weekly closes like this, you could probably see a new high on this in the upcoming weeks. Maybe get a really strong week like we did back in April, early April there. But yet last week it wicked the lows there. It pretty much took out those lows and closed back up, creating a very nice higher low going into this week, driving that buying pressure. Looks really good. So I would say 678, 676 would be my next target on this. And then maybe going strong candle into next week. But great move on ton here if you guys were a part of that. That's awesome. Try volume delta candle by Lux Algo. That's a great indicator, man. One of the ones we just released. All right, let's keep going. This guy, True and Solana. We went over Solana already, guys. Go back on the stream. One of the first things we went over. Any setups? That's a good thing. Let's go to that. Let's go to our setups list. We haven't looked at that yet. Obviously, you guys know we've been in a crude oil trade that we hit beautifully, so great job. You're part of that. I haven't put a sound effect on today. Let's go. There we go. Great job. We ended up taking out, yet again, another quarter position. We're on our last quarter, last 25%. Let's go look at the other setups there, because near was one of them, right? 4-hour time frame, I think, was on near. Or did we want to... Was it 4-hour, guys? No, it wasn't 4-hour. Or was it daily? Oh, I know why. I thought we took this off the list. I need to take it off either way. It was because this turning point happened too low. It happened right off of the... it happened below that 50 level. I'm going to take near off the list there. BNB. BNB was a 4-hour setup that we were waiting on. I think. Had to be. Yeah, because we discussed if this thing breaks out of this consolidation here. This thing breaks out of the consolidation here, comes back, bounces off that high volume range. We liked it. We'll continue to watch that. Solana was one as well. Dude, Solana, man. We're back up to 147 now. Solana, the structure was nice, but the 4-hour was the idea here too. So we'll see here on the 4-hour, does it create a lower high off this high sell block here for the 4-hour, and we retest 142, or does it rally back up? So that's this one. We actually had a potential bearish setup here on Solana with the 4-hour oscillator. But remember, guys, we are in a 4-hour on a 4-hour chart. So if that lower high happens here, we'd be targeting just these lows. It'd be a slower trade down to like 141, maybe that 136 again, which I know we discussed on the higher time frame as well. So as much, but that's a trade, right? For me, long term, I'm buying Solana every week. I buy at key level, stuff like that. But when it comes to our setups, those are just trade oriented, and we hold depending on the time frame. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so WorldCoin was another one on the 4-hour extended from side to side here. If we get a bearish turning point, I'm praying we get it higher though. I would want that higher. If we get that bearish turning point on the oscillator somewhere around like 576, like give it to me up here a bit. We're gonna be shorting on that one. The oscillator is lining up nicely for us. Or let me double check the daily, make sure that wasn't in play. Daily was a potential too. Interesting. Yeah, but I like that 4-hour one a little bit better. BCH was another one. BCH setups here. Oh man, BCH failed off. So we'll take this off the list. BCH, we wanted to see if it would continue from this low all the way to that extended period through the 520 and go from there. So we'll take BCH off. I haven't seen anything else yet though. JTO, True Render. Bro, why I wanted True. Hey, Filippo, the more you spam, the less I'm likely to look at the symbol you want. Okay? Just letting you know. Rune. I got 2 Huddle Gang members wanting Rune. Let's look at Rune. Does Rune have a setup for us? Ooh, doggy. Rune does. Wow. Okay, Rune looks very nice. Rune adding to the list. Great work, guys. I like when everybody's watching the charts. Rune would be 100% a consider it one. Look at BK. BK kicking him out. Get him out of here. All right, guys. Change of character off a high volume level on Rune. Let's go, baby. Run it back. Weekly chart. Let's look at the weekly first. Weekly bouncing. Okay. So, with these, recently we've had these sell-offs. I said, hey, I hate the ones that, have these big moves and then they structurally break down. Luckily, Rune actually has been holding up above that previous high low it set. So I'll give Rune a break on this one because the volume's coming in nicely on Rune today. But look at this, though. First off, 2 major pivotal points on the weekly. Boom, major pivotal bounce right above that weekly point. And then look, pivotal point like this here. I mean, look at this. Look at that rejection on the weekly. Why wouldn't you plot that open close level with that order block? I mean, this thing went up, major pump week after week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mega bullish weeks. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bearish weeks, except for like one little mini one in the middle. But what that doesn't happen. Why was this level so important? 11 there. There must have been some fake news or some crap. But again, how do you have that many bullish weeks and then that many bearish weeks to copy after that? This is a weekly chart. This is not like the 5-minute or the daily or anything. But look at that. If you plot that level off the weekly, we go to today's world. Look at the wick here that we just had. The wick right off that. So that's why those weekly levels are just so important, guys. Hey, Paul, I appreciate that, man. From Africa. That's freaking cool, man. Thanks for tuning in. All right, Rune though. Rune bouncing off, holding that 350 like that. So let's go to that daily again because the daily looks so nice. So for Rune here, for our setup to occur, we need to see again. Honestly, guys, we've pretty much extended. If we get a bullish candle tomorrow, this will peak over 80. So we've pretty much gotten there. We need 2 things to happen. We need a turning point here, and then we need one more turning point here. If that happens, we would have our setup play out again. We'll take the trade off that turning point there. So what would have to happen then is we have the change character, which is great. Price have to come probably one more day, move up, come back, and then it's going to give us, if it gives us a proper turning point, it's going to respect this buy block here that we're getting on the money flow profile. If it respects that buy block, we will 100% get the turning point on the oscillator. That's why I love the oscillator, because it will not print a turning point unless we have confirmation. That turning point is the confirmation. That is the final stage for your entry condition, right? For, like I said, on crude oil, the reason we took the trade was because of the bearish turning point. This is why we take these trades. Now, look. This so happened right here at the close of this day, or near the close of this day, right? It wasn't up here off of that imbalance, right? It had to take 2 bearish days to lock in this bearish turning point. That's why I say that's where the confirmation is. The turning point won't happen until it is confirmed, right? So that lower high was confirmed. We took the trade because of the bearish turning point, and we hit a beautiful trade to 77 or so, which 77.5, which is massive. So the same thing though needs to happen here on Rune. All we have to do is have that bullish turning point come in after a bearish one does, just like that, and we'll look for a very nice setup. So it's just a matter of time. Now we wait. Great job to those that called that one out. Appreciate that. That's awesome. So let's see if we can get that Rune set up and we can go from there. We'll be patient on that and continue and talk about it if it plays out. We just have to wait and see. Let's see. Somebody won 5 points. Hey. I think you just broke even on that, sadly. Okay. Shout out from South Africa. I love your because hey, I appreciate that. Marich, whatever your name is. What else we got here, guys? Anything specific you want to go over? We got about 24 minutes. In 24 minutes, we'll be doing our Bitcoin predictions. All right. Hi, how to check that the volume indicated on the money flow are correct? I mean, it's pulling the data from TradingView, so I don't know what you're asking. The data is all getting pulled from TradingView. So is TradingView incorrect on the volume? I don't know. JTO Bash wanted Dusk. Has he looked at STX? We could look at stacks. We're gonna do stacks and then we'll do JTO. All right, stacks breaking down, guys. Remember, bear structure on the daily here. Pretty sure we discussed this before. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is why we like the NeoCloud. First off, I'm going to optimize the 18, like said in the dashboard right here. Boom, optimized. All right, we're optimized in. NeoCloud, boom. Tried to break out the top, failed, right? And that's why we say we want to see it break through the top of that NeoCloud to potentially get us our move to reverse, right? Structure and slope still played there, right? So in this case, breaks back down, trades below the NeoCloud, goes up, wicks the top of that NeoCloud, falls off. The odds of it tagging this low or breaking that low were way greater than any upside move, okay? So it going to where it's at, this is it. This is the spot. Here's your daily pivotal point you had before, right off that level right there. If for some reason, let's do this low. Yeah, if for some reason this thing makes a candle closure under $2 on STX, it's probably going to go hit another level. It's probably going to go lower. So on the weekly, what I'd be looking for is probably going to go hit 165, which is okay. If it goes and hits 165, that's that open close weekly level. Could be a very nice retracement. I don't like that it would fully break out as much as it did and go pull back just as much. But nonetheless, let's see if you can hold up over $2. You haven't had a candle close under $2 yet. So that's what I'd watch on STX. If it can hold $2, if not, 165 is in sight. Spam symbols to make sure they aren't looked at. Exactly. Settings for money flow profile, they're default, man. Except for I change this value sometimes, but yeah, default's 200 range. TRB, the guy said please. Man, you said please. I appreciate that. I got you. TRB, the guy said please right after it. He didn't spam it either. That's how you do it, Alexander. That's how you do it, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, let's go TRB. Yo, speaking of TRB, what a man. Okay, yes, sir. Thank you for this one. This one looks good. This one looks good. All right, hold on one sec. TRB's in the house. All right. So first off, this is what we said about that money flow flipping. Or sorry, not the money flow, but that NeoCloud flipping, right? 16 sensitivity locked in, right? NeoCloud has officially flipped. This is a great sign for this thing to be. This has kind of confirmed the start of a reversal with that money flow. That NeoCloud flips. Money flow profile. The other big thing is look at this massive. This just sent in so much buying volume coming from some type of news. I forget. I think it. Yeah. I want to hear the minds of TRB. Either way. There's got to be a reason for this thing to rip that much buy volume there at that level. That's 100. So guys, $100 in my opinion, that makes sense too for the NeoCloud as well. If it supports 100, looks really awesome. If it supports 100, looks really awesome. So see if you get that potential retracement to 100. Also, Guys, I'm gonna put that. I'm sorry, I am gonna put this on the list. I'm gonna put this on the trade list. This is going on the setup list. Overall, the biggest reason for that is the fact that it had this beautiful downtrend. It was structurally sound here, creating lower lows, lower highs, lower high, and then its first higher low. But this is a this is an insane bounce back. It already extended way down. It's like below 10, huge. Major bounce back. If this creates that turning point, gives you that higher low off $100, yeah, this is in for a nice trade too. So I'm glad you mentioned TRB. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. If it does come back off of this too, 50% retracement. Let's see. Oh man, this is nice. This is nice. Okay, I just pray to the trade gods this plays out right like this. If this thing sends it without us, I'm gonna be upset, but that's okay because our setup wouldn't have occurred. But so far, this looks really good. This looks really good for that pullback and hold up over 100. I will say. Weekly here looks pretty solid too. I'm gonna take off signals and overlays because there's not enough candles to optimize it. I mean, this thing going back, retesting a previous lower high. You also have this is off 115 here. Wrong button. This is 115. You got this previous pivotal weekly point there. 115 just recently. Man. Yeah. That, I mean. All right, Alexander. I appreciate you. Appreciate you suggesting this one. I like it. I do like it a lot. Let's see if we can get that retracement, though, guys. Bounce off 100. The oscillator is very clean. Remember, when we see clean structure on the oscillator, we are very, very happy. So let's see if it can play nicely off of that. That'd be nice. That'd be great. What are your thoughts on chart and upcoming Ethereum ETF announcement? I mean, we didn't see much movement on what's it called? We didn't see much movement on the ETF announcement for Bitcoin when it happened, so I wouldn't suggest anything too different. Land Crypto wants TRX. Didn't we just go over TRX? Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Okay, man. Now we're getting into some fun trading here soon. This is great. Yo. What? Wait a second. Was this not on our list? Oh, I think it's because these multiple turning points. I don't know. What? Hold on. Alright. Guys, we might take a trade on TRX after today. Alright, so there's a few things that I want to mention about this one. Right on the top of the Neo too. Dang. Okay, so we might actually be in a trade tomorrow on TRX. So a few things though. This one is going to come with a little bit more risk, and the biggest reason why I'm saying that is, first off, the way this, look at the structural difference between this thing mega wicked down and then came back up, and then there's no real lower lows, lower highs. That's the only thing I don't really like, but I overall like that this thing made a big enough extension from this extended point down here at below 18 to up here. Because the structure isn't that clean on the oscillator, instead of taking a max position, we take half of a normal position side because the structure's not clean. Look at the difference here between like this and like Rune. Rune making beautiful structural moves. Right, higher low, breaks out. It was like this thing's moving in like a wave like this, right? TRB, similar situation. This thing has really good structure. It's given its time to the downside. Does that make sense? It's given its trend. It has had enough downside, right, to where that upside structure will play out a lot better. Same with like that crude oil when we took that trade. It's like this thing beautifully was just waving and tagging higher lows, then broke down aggressively. The difference with that and TRX is a little like this thing just said bam, and then it just went back up once and then higher low. But I will say that the fact that it's extended to either side and made that higher low here after briefly chilling, it's one of those things where we could try it with a lower risk type trade, see if the market wants to bounce. Which, you know, the last time we veered a little bit from a proper structural strategy, it didn't do well, and that was Atom. So, I mean, I think it'd be worth in this case, because it's a little bit different in the fact that it's extended to either side, which Atom did not. It was like the second time that it retouched the this higher low situation above the 50, but this is the first 50 turning point here. So you'll probably see us in a trade tomorrow if it closes where it's at. Going off of this, you know, stops probably below that swing point there. Targeting, let's see the weekly. It'd probably be a lower trade, smaller trade. Actually, maybe not. Targeting 14. I mean, yeah, I think so. I think we would see it. I like it. I do like it a lot there, laying crypto. Again, though, this one would be lower risk because the structure's not as well in tune with what we've seen in our other strategies or our other setups. So we do like half the normal risk. So let's keep an eye on it going into the closing today, okay? And then we'll go from there. This thing, though, look at the fact that this thing on the weekly for TRX, man. This thing bounced right. Will you just cooperate, please? Look at how it enters this massive block of buying here, like heavy buying before. Just wicks it. Yeah, no problem. No problemo. It's like, all right, I'm going to bounce right off of that. Now, yeah, targeting 14. That'd be the target, man. We'll keep an eye, yeah, just watch close today. This thing looks great, TRX. Tron. Yeah, that could be true. GTO, please and thank you, Bash. I got you, brother. He said please and thank you. Not J-Ton, but JTO. Oh, buddy. Yeah, I remember JTO being one of those earlier ones. All right, JTO, guys. We got about, what? We got 13 minutes. 13 minutos, and then we're going to do Bitcoin predictions and potentially some 1 second trading if we're not lagging today. Depends if we're lagging. Yeah, EDIZ said, I've been TRX since 12 cents, 200 times leverage. There's in the chat. That man. But congrats to you, actually. So I should give you a. So congrats to him for like balls to the wall on that trade. But man, guys, when you're trading leverage, either know what you're doing or just don't do it. Or if you're throwing in, like, if you're doing it for fun, it's like gambling for you. It's fun because trust me, I do like to gamble. It's a lot of fun. But again, just you got to know the risk going in and doing 200x leverage, dude. Yeah, there you go. Man, it said siren, error, siren. Freaking love that. That's hilarious. We all know what happens. Yeah, we lost Dennis. I don't know where Dennis is. I miss our boy Dennis. Where you been? Where you been, Dennis? Please come back to me. Let's go gambling stream. I'm invisible, Jacob PHB. Yo, Phobia, you just gotta bear with me, man. I get a lot of messages. We're live on multiple platforms here. We're live on multiple platforms, so it's hard to answer everybody's questions. That's funny though. All right, let's keep going. JTO, guys, $4 break. What do we say? $4 tag. $4.
Who's your daddy?
$4 little touch there. It literally went up, hit $4, and it has rejected since. So we'll pretty much put who's your daddy on that one. We were worried about the $4 level coming into this. Let's go to the 4 hour though. 4 hour here. I mean, there's your $4 psychological level. Higher lows trying to play off it. I don't like that this rejected 4 and now it's kind of broken down its slope there. It's all over the place on the oscillator too. I wouldn't be too fond of this thing continuing just yet. I need to get over 4. If this thing can get over $4, like we said before, it has to get over 4 for us to actually consider a nice bullish trade on this. But I will say, you know, the structure on the daily oscillator looks very good. I like that a lot. So we'll see how it ends up playing out in the next few weeks. But I need to get over 4, like, or the next day or two. Get over 4. Just give me that. Give me something like that. That $4 clearly is a problem. Signals and overlays. We don't have a NeoCloud yet, and we don't have optimized sensitivity yet, so that's fine. Where did my money flow profile go, brother? There it is. favorite that is. All right. But, oh, yeah. Okay. This makes more sense. Because I know we talked about the money flow profile. So, I know what we said before was the fact that we were more bullish and bearish on this because of this massive buy block here, and it wicked off of that here, set the higher low. Still, still in a bullish play, but for now, it tagged at 4, didn't break. So, I would just that's where I would be safe. It's like the low here is 3.61. If it's going to hold over that, where this low was today, 347. $3.50 holds up over that. I think you're going to be okay for now. But again, that 4 hours starting to show you that it potentially might break down. Your structure point's 337. So, I mean, you're okay for now. But, for me, if I want to trade, I want to get a clean structure break over $4 where it's had problems before. Or I would have wanted to trade it somewhere down here before it made that move to $4. But I would have targeted 4, which I think we discussed. Ooh, look at this. 19 optimized. Boom. Look at the tag of the Neo Cloud there. Trading above the Neo, guys. Y'all know the drill. So, I mean, get through it, man. Come on. Get this puppy up through $4, and we'll go from there. Nice little Neo Cloud tag there. Finally showing a little bit of structure with that Neo Cloud tag there. That's good. So, maybe we do get the 4. Check out DAX all-time high. Okay, wait. We need PHB for our fan, for our boy Phobia, because PHB. Because I've seen Phobia in here a decent bit, and I appreciate them tuning in often. Okay, first off, I'm gonna take off signals no please. Guys, we got 8 minutes left. We're gonna do Bitcoin predictions, and that'll be the end of the stream. So if you want anything analyzed, throw in the chat. I'm sorry if I haven't gotten to yours, but all right. Yet another one. You guys are throwing out bangers today. Do we like this format, or do we like the pay? I love Pepe, though. Pepe is awesome, but man, you guys are giving me free trades here. Give me free trades here. This is insane. Okay, so this is going on the trade list, too. I like it. I'm kind of liking this format because you're giving me free trades. Okay, got to change the character. I mean, the structure on this is pretty clean. I would have wished this went all the way up and then gave it to me, but who cares? I mean, this thing's already giving me that move. So, essentially, tomorrow, get a bearish day. You're going to get that bearish turning point. Give me a bounce. Give me a bullish turning point like this above that. I mean, this is so clean. Look at this recent structure here. It's like meet. It's like perfect. This coming back down and looking for that is what I would want to see. So let's see if that happens. You got a nice buy block up there on the money flow. You got an imbalance as well. So if that happens off $2, we'll look at it. Yo, what is up? King Toshi, member for 1 month, dude. Welcome, man. Or no, you've been here, but I appreciate that, King. King today, he hit his 1 month mark on stream. That's sick. I think he's no. Did he just join? No, it's a member for 1 month, so he's been around for 1 month. His badge just changed. Let's go. Let's get it, dude. Let's go. Badge just changed. Appreciate you. But yeah, those of you guys that just saw the King Toshi report there. Man just joined the Hodl Gang. The Hodl Gang gets you custom badge and emotes, and also gives you 5 entries to every single $300 Friday giveaway, which we'll be doing tomorrow. So if you guys want those 5 entries instead of just 1, to get 1 entry, you do have to be subscribed. So make sure you do hit that sub button. But if you want those 5 entries, make sure you join the Hodl Gang. Appreciate you. All right. All right. So yeah, PHB though. Thank you, Phobia. This is great. We get that turning point happening on that oscillator. Looks money. So upside targets for that if that plays out. Definitely more bullish on this in the current spot. Yikes. No upside targets on the weekly. That's a huge sell-off on the daily. I'd be targeting first off 250 there. Lower high. Next target would be 290, $3. 290. And then 3. We could probably extend that to 3, but 250 would be first if this came down and created that setup for us. But we'll wait around and see. But overall, structure's clean. Looks good. Let's keep that higher low in play. Can you tell your analysis for Gala for King? King just, yeah, I got you, man. You've been around for a month. I got you, Gala. I know a lot of people like this one too, so that's a good one. All right, we got 5 minutes left, my friends, and then Bitcoin prediction. All right. We got interesting here. We're kind of holding up off of this 4-cent level, but we have lower highs. So I would say we're still in a bear structure, still in a bearish slope as well, right? The direction is still this way. So you're not going to consider long on Gala right now, but that depends if you're trading it or not. Because look, if we go to a weekly chart now, we can say, hey, is this worth an investment? And I would say right now you're at least not below where we started on Gala. You're not below. I mean, this thing opened, right? This thing opened at 2 cents, 2.1. We're trading above it too. We're double from where it started. And it's only had one pump, which is a good sign. It's pulling back from its recent move. It's holding its structure, okay? All right, so if this is within this little structural zone here with that previous high, okay, cool. So again, I would have wanted to buy this thing if I was investing in it for the long term off of roughly 3 cents, somewhere anywhere where it says 3.6, 3.9. I would have taken it. In this case, though, it's still playing off of that structure on the weekly, which is good. So I like that a lot. I will say this pullback's pretty decent. So if you're looking long term, you've gotten your chance here. You're on the 618. You've got this 4 cent seems fine. Area for the long term on Gala, something you've done your research and you want. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but this is a good kind of area. Look at the high volume here. This is where majority of the volume is on the weekly, right? This is pulling back all the way to day one, and majority volume is down here. So this is a area where if you're looking for long-term play, 5, 10, 12 years, 20 years, this isn't a bad spot for Gala. Trade-wise, though, if I were to trade this, I need a break over 5 cents. Break over 5, and then give me a setup above 5, okay? It is looking like it's very soon going to potentially turn into a reversal. So that's what I would say on Gala. Not bad for the long term at this level, but again, can't give financial advice, so know your risk. But not bad at this spot for now. Again, spams I will not succumb to. All right, KAS. It looks like it's going to be our last one. I saw 2 of the Huddle Gang members mention KAS for Caspa, and I know a lot of people do like this one. All right, which one has the most volume? Okay, this one looks good. All right, there's a lot of volume. All right, so KAS is 15, 12 cents. Game Coins rebrand. All right, yeah, we got about 2 minutes here. All right, let's go. KAS here, structure downward trend, right? We're not really gonna think anything else when it's pointing in the downwards direction, right? So we'd be still a little bit bearish on this, but look at the weekly. Get that oscillator back up. Look at the weekly chart here. Also, really quickly, let me make sure I got my Bitcoin prediction price was 62,137. Okay, 62,137. Keep that in mind because we got 2 minutes. We're gonna look at that while we go over this. All right, so this is actually holding up over that higher low, which is a good sign. This is new, man. Look at this. Just boom, boom, boom. So for the, for newer ones, if it's going to continue to hold its structure, I mean, you're good. Like, I like that a lot. I like that it's continuing, even with this mega push, even with the market selling off, cash is holding, right? That's good. So the weekly does look actually quite solid here. If for some reason cash breaks below like 10 cents, let's just say 10. If it breaks below 10 cents, I'd be a little cautious. It might rally. It might dump all the way to 5. Like, you might have aggressive sellers come in. So far, it's holding up there. It's at 12. So it being at 12 is a good sign. This is first bullish week in, looks like 4 weeks, right? 4 weeks, yeah. Structure did break on the oscillator. I wouldn't really consider this oscillator in play, though, because it hasn't had enough data to play. But for now, this thing closed over last week's high. That's a good sign. Last week's high was 11.9. It's trading at 12 right now. It's doing good. It's on track. Let's see if it can close over last week's high. That would be the first thing I would identify. But if I were to want to trade this thing, we got to get some, give me some bullish structure in this ish, all right? So getting up over 12.7 there, that previous swing, that swing high there, previous lower high, right, would be the point. All right, we got about 50 seconds. So let's see if we can get up over that 13.3. If we can get up over that 13.3 with good volume, maybe we could consider a trade. But for now, this hold it's making here, if I go to money flow profile here, and then look at that even entices me more to break over that price to give us potentially bullish price action. So we'll see if we can get that really quickly before we do anything. 62305, the clock's about to hit. 62137, 62305 is gonna be real close. Kind of 137. It can change real quick. Guys, more today is the winner. If you had more today, you get 100 points added to your profile from the Bitcoin prediction at the beginning of the stream. Let's get it. Let's go. More is your winner today, guys. Great job if you put more at your Bitcoin prediction earlier today. Awesome. So more is the winner, but Cass here, guys, yeah, breaking back up over 13.35. Honestly, I mean, I would say just 13.5. 135, okay? 135, break over that, okay? Clearly, reject here, support, reject. That's a significant level. Shift over that, you're probably going to get some nice upside moves for the weekly. Though, as long as it's going to hold over 10 cents, I think you're good for your long-term positioning right now. Honestly, that 10-cent mark, what was this low? If you ever saw 10, they probably would have been a good buy for the long term. Here at 12, I don't know. It's so new with this. You might get an actual pullback. But overall, guys, we're hitting 2 hours now. Let's get to the end. Let's go to the end stream, guys. Come on, y'all know the drill. We hit that Bitcoin. We hit the Bitcoin more today. It's been less past few days. Really quickly, let's get into the Bitcoin 1 second trading just for a little bit to get you guys going, because I know you freaking love that. I know you love it. I know you love the 1 second trading for some reason. Let's do a little bit of 1 second trading here, and then we're going to call it a stream. But I appreciate you, every single one of you that has tuned in today. Y'all are awesome. And we'll be back tomorrow for the $300 giveaway. So make sure tomorrow you're here for the $300 giveaway. We will be live between 1 and 2 Eastern. So look out for the thumbnail. Okay, 1 second balls, no Dame. I'm sorry, we're not doing that, brother. Errors in the chat for Dame. But yeah, tomorrow. Oh wait, we might have a sell set up. Oh no, I need to buy sell buttons. All right, we might have a sell, and I missed it. Wait, no, I didn't. We're gonna hit sell here. Maybe get a trade. Maybe get a trade in this. Come on, baby. TP down here at the low. Either way, while this is going off and potentially going to hit our first stop loss, which it looks like it will, tomorrow, $300 giveaway. Make sure you're here to enter. You do have to be subscribed if you want that entry. If you want multiple entries, you do have to be a part of the Huddle Gang. So make sure you join the Huddle Gang. It's literally $1 to join the Huddle Gang. And if you have YouTube Premium, you can also join for free. So, our 1 second trade there actually failed us. Bummer. All right, we'll wait for the next setup. Either way, guys, y'all know the drill. End of every stream, we do a little bit of 1 second paper trade for fun. But you know, when paper trading is real money, guys. Come on, you know how this is. Nonetheless, sorry, I need to reclaim the top position. Yeah, who is in the top position right now on the board? Our top viewers right now. Let's see it. In order to be a top viewer, by the way, you do have Crypto Kid. You're up there, brother. I think. Yeah. I gotta refresh. Let me see. Let me refresh and double check. Unless that failed me. I think you are up there. Yeah, you are. 226. Crypto Kid with 226 for the first place spot here. Out of top 10 viewers, got Francis in second, 219. We got Richard in third at 210. We got Adam in fourth at 206. Iris and Marissa in fifth at 205. And Chelsea in sixth at 203. Damon, sorry, I should have said Damon seventh or whatever at 129. Let's get it. Is Dame seventh? No. Wait. Dame is eighth. Oh, I get it because we have a tie. We had a tie. You were fourth. All right, guys. Let's see if we can get one more trade in here. Otherwise, appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember to go ahead and follow our Twitter. We make sure to keep you guys updated with everything going in the market. We always go over our news early on with that, and we post funny stuff. There you go, guys. This is it. Trading with Bitcoin leverage right there. If you're trading 200x leverage, this is you. This is literally you. I'm gonna drop in off the side of a building. You're nuts. This is good. I gotta retweet this one. This is great. Yeah, there you go. Pretty much exactly what it's like. Besides that, remember, guys, the rate cuts are pretty off. We're not in line with rate cuts right now. So we'll see. We'll see if we get anything this year. It'd be nice. Airbnb beat but failed. And freaking Hood, man. What is up with Robinhood, guys? What are you doing? Why are you putting so much money into Robinhood? Y'all need to chill, brother. Y'all need to chill. Earnings are pretty much dead to the end of the week today. Nothing too crazy, but guys, come on. Y'all need to chill this Robinhood-ish. Let's see. Do we get anything? Bitcoin. Oh, we had a short here. We did have a short there. It would have played. I missed it. Wait. No! I was going to take it again. All right, we got a potential long, maybe? No, it'd be another short. We had a short play here, been off there. I would have had a stop up there. Our take profit would be down here. We missed it. We missed the short. Bummer. Besides that, guys, we go live on Discord as well every day with our community manager, Mickey. So make sure you join the Discord. It's literally free. Just Google LuxAlgo Discord or just type in discord.gg/lux to join up on that. But besides that, guys, I think we're going to call it there. We're not really moving. We're not really moving anywhere. So, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow for that $500 giveaway. Or $500. Maybe someday we'll do the $500. It'll be a $300 giveaway tomorrow. We'll do the $500. If we do get another winner yet again, like another copy winner, we'll at least do another 100. I'll get another 100 for you guys. We get another winner that we've had in the past. Remember though, to make it fair, I think we're possibly gonna do if you win one of the two giveaways, then our top 10 viewer giveaway, we're gonna probably give somebody another spot in that top 10 viewer, but we'll talk about it if that ever does happen. So like, let's say like Dame, like he won last week, he can win this week, right? But if he wins tomorrow, Dame, if you win tomorrow and then Monday you're in the top 10, I would very much appreciate it if you allowed someone else from the top 10 to be a winner in that giveaway. So we'll talk and see. Maybe I'll just discuss with the people that are in the top 10 and see what you guys think. But that's if that would happen, just to make it fair for some people to win. Because Dame did win last week and he won this week. It's like we're pretty much at this point just he has a salary with us at that point. But nonetheless, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys check out all the links in the description of the live stream. I appreciate you. I don't have a problem with that. That's fair. Okay, cool. Dame, you're a day one. You're a king, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate that. Besides that, guys, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the $300 giveaway. Make sure you sub if you want to be a part of that, and I'll see you then, guys. Have a great day. Peace. Turn the cam off with the cam. Boop. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?